happened with this Misfits thing? Can we
Oh
talk
man,
about this?
you know, Matt would be the person. He's gonna post a blog. We're doing a blog for Alternative Press,
Okay.
AP, alternativepress.com, and there'll be a blog posted about the exact thing. But basically, at the Masquerade in Atlanta.
Okay.
There's multiple venues in the same venue.
Yeah, like the Rave, Eagles Ballroom where I'm from.
Right. The Misfits. It's a cool place. The Misfits were planning on stopping. There was this band that was supposed to be playing the downstairs venue, we were playing, and they had been talking a bunch of nonsense about the Misfits online. And so Misfits were driving through, and they were like, "Well, we're gonna beat the crap out of this band. We know exactly where they're gonna be. Like, we're gonna jump this band." Removing so much of the story, and you can find the story later. They thought we were that band, and so they jumped out and tried to jump our merch guy, Derek Buell, who is my height, very tall, but he's tattooed from here all the way down, and he's built. So they attacked him, and he immediately yelled for help, and our bass player came up and like knocked him in the face. Little did we find out that it was the guys from Misfits, and that is our bass player's favorite band of all time. And he punched the bass player of Misfits. As a bass player of Go Radio, his favorite band, he punched his favorite. But then everything got sorted out, and he was like, "Oh my god, I think I have the wrong band." And then they were super cool. They ended up staying for the rest of the show. They watched our set. They cooked us burgers and hot dogs all night. So Misfits versus Go Radio, we became one, but it started off
we were in Atlanta at the Masquerade, which is a great venue, and our management was in town, and we just got this new vehicle. I don't know if he told you about the rocket ship thing.
No.
We're using this totally green new vehicle, sort of the middle ground between a bus and a van.
Okay.
It's really, really comfortable. It's really awesome, and our management was in town, and we were cleaning it out, kind of giving it a once-over, and an RV pulled up behind us, and I was cleaning in the passenger seat, and a guy just ran, like this old crazy-looking guy, just grabbed me from behind and pulled me out of the thing. So my natural instinct was to swing at him, which I guess is kind of dangerous to just swing at this old crazy-looking man, but kind of this little scuffle ensued, and there was a bunch of yelling, and then somebody from their camp said that that's a dude from the Misfits, and it's crazy because Matt loves the Misfits. I like old punk and hardcore music, so to find out that it was the only original member who still plays in the Misfits was pretty crazy, but big misunderstanding. He was trying to find somebody else, and someone who's talking a little bit too much shit on the internet, so yeah, I got what he had coming to him, I guess. But no bad blood, I understand. And they ended up making us hamburgers, which was great. So that was awesome.
Awesome.
Go Misfits.
Can we explain my model friend Steve? Or can we get Steve to explain this?
Steve Kopaz. He's not here. I can kind of explain it. So basically, our merch guy has been taking our old posters, and they're photos and posters that we're not going to use anymore. He's been taking them, he's been ripping them, and it started off as like a one-time thing, and then he just like ripped off a bunch of them. And he's been over the tour, ripping out pictures of Steve, and then just hanging them in like weird places that like it wouldn't ever get cleaned up, so they would just be there for a really long time. Nobody would ever really notice it, but every once in a while, probably somebody walks by and is like,
What's that?
what? Like we did some like on the awnings of gas stations, so you would never really know, and like they're just like randomly hidden. It's like a Where's Waldo type thing. And then we were joking, then people were asking us, we were like, oh, that's our model friend Steve. Like that's our model friend Steve. Like kind of kidding around about it. But then he ended up making he actually bought the website name, mymodelfriendsteve.com, as like kind of like a place to put all these little pictures, because we took pictures of all these places we put them.
Yeah.
And so we kind of did that as a joke, thinking it was just funny for us. And then it caught fire, and people have been seeing, and then people have been asking us, and then the people have been seeing it places throughout the shows, and it caught fire. And like the other day, 2 kids came to our show in Houston or Dallas. Dallas came out to our show in Dallas, and they had made Pound My Model Friend Steve shirts with Steve's face on them. And we thought that was pretty cool. But there's not much of a thing other than it was like a big. Our band runs entirely on inside jokes, and we have so many of them. People think we're freaking out of our minds, but it's just how it is.
On this tour, I decided that it would be really funny to start ripping out pictures of Steve on an old poster that we had, and started sticking it up at gas stations and in hotels and basically wherever we went, in a lot of venues. And we started posting the pictures online, and it sort of became a viral thing, and we started getting a lot of attention from that. Steve thinks it's hilarious, obviously. And we even, at our last show in Dallas, a couple kids made like a iron-on My Model Friend Steve shirts, which is pretty crazy. Steve started a website now, and yeah, we're really running with it. We just think it's funny. We think it's a hilarious little goofy idea, and I have a bunch of free time to rip out those little things and stick them wherever. So.